Hello. I'm not sure if you can hear me smiling, but I'm so happy to have you watching this. If you have found yourself here for whatever reason, welcome. I am especially excited because this is my first ASMR video. My close friends know that I am a huge ASMR viewer and fan. I watch ASMR basically every night to fall asleep. Maybe I'll talk about some of my favorite channels at some point. And I've always thought about maybe making some ASMR videos, but felt a bit strange about it because it's the kind of thing that you either really, really get and understand and enjoy, or I imagine if you don't get the physical tingling sensations when you watch ASMR, it may be somewhat confusing to you why other people enjoy it. But I find it incredibly relaxing and resetting for my nervous system. Oh, like I said, this is my first video, so pardon me if I bump the camera or if there are other technical difficulties. But honestly, some of my favorite ASMR videos are those from other ASMR makers that have imperfections. I kind of enjoy a camera setup and a sound setup that isn't too perfect. So that's what I'm starting with, and we'll see how that goes. But thanks for joining me, and we'll get into it. What I'm going to be doing today is getting my hands ready for my future as, I'm sure, an ASMR celebrity. I'm sure this channel will soon skyrocket me into fame, and if I am going to be the top ASMR creator in the world, I need to have hands to match. And right now, my hands, they might leave something to be desired. I am a bartender. That is how I pay my rent. And so my hands can sometimes get a bit beat up. For example, I have this little cut on my thumb. I don't remember how that happened, but I do remember last night I also have this bruise. I don't know if you can see that, this bruise under my thumbnail from just smacking my hand into something when it was really busy. And I was a little bit stressed. I could have used some ASMR in that moment. And so I figured today I will make my hands as pretty as this cute little pumpkin that I got This was meant to be set dressing, the only set dressing that I have. It's a little ceramic pumpkin that my mother made. Isn't it delightful? Shout out Eileen. But I figured today we can make my hands nice and pretty by painting my nails. I have a collection of nail polish here. Now, this nail polish is not my own. I must send a great big shout out to my lovely roommate, Kate, for letting me use her nail polish. She is so kind and has so many colors to choose from. And I do not own a single bottle of nail polish, so without her, I would be lost. Thank you, Kate. But before we begin painting, I thought first some moisturization might be called for. And for that, I have with me this Trader Joe's pumpkin body butter. As you can see, I'm still figuring out my tapping rhythm. I guess every ASM artist, as they are called within the community, for those of you that don't know, has their own sort of style. And I'm excited to figure mine out if I continue with this project. I will say that not having long nails makes this a bit difficult. And I do not have long nails. One might think because of my profession, but in fact, that is not the case. I have never had long nails because I bite them off. Because that's the way I am, I guess. Let's move on. This pumpkin body butter is absolutely... Ooh, let's get that again. Yeah. Is absolutely delicious smelling. I'm just going to take a scoop of this. As you can see, it's quite thick. It's thicker than other body butters I have purchased from Trader Joe's in the past. So I'm only going to take a small amount and apply this all over my hands. The smell is not overpowering, but it is deeply warm and inviting and autumnal. And when I wear this body butter, I get so many compliments on how I smell and also how soft my skin is. So if you are looking for a seasonal moisturizer for your hands and body, I would highly recommend. Okay. I think that is sufficiently worked into my skin. I don't want my hands too moisturized, because then it might be difficult to paint my nails. But I just think their appearance is much more inviting when they are properly moisturized. Let's continue. Oh, look, you can see my little fingerprints in my desk. That's exciting. Now, as I said, this is my roommate's nail polish, and I'm excited to dive into what colors we have here. The first thing I'm noticing, however, is that within the nail polish, she has a cute little hyaluronic acid serum by Good Molecules. This is a brand, actually. They have a good makeup balm remover or something like that, I believe, that I've used before, and that I quite enjoy. I'll put this off to the side and give it to her so that she knows it's here. Now, one of the most important things you can have when you're painting your nails is a base coat. And here we have the Essie Strong Start base coat. I'll put that off to the side. One could argue the second most important thing you could have when painting your nails is a very good top coat. This is also Essie. That seems to be a favorite brand of Kate's, and I trust her decision. Oh, look. I'm finding a second Good Molecules sample. This time, a lightweight daily moisturizer. I will again put this off to the side for her. Now, we might choose a color. There seem to be a lot of pinks. Here we have an OPI pink, Essie. In general, there seems to be a lot of baby pinks. That seems something that Kate enjoys. Ooh, we have this lovely, 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 sparkly moment. I think I might have to use some of this. This is really pretty. Or I guess this is not sparkly. This is holographic. Is that correct? Or duochrome. Actually, I believe this is duochrome. I think holographic is when you can see the entire prismatic rainbow in something reflecting off of it. And duochrome, I guess you see two, well, duo. You see two shades, so maybe here like a purple and a pink. Regardless of the, the vernacular of nail polish and sparkles, I'm excited to use this duochrome. We can call it for now. Later, this might be a top contender. Ooh, we have another very pretty, sparkly. This reminds me of Kesha in the best way. I was obsessed with Kesha in middle school, And I remember Five Below had these things called crackle nail polish that had sparkles in them. And that was big Kesha core, and I was obsessed with them. I think a chunkier glitter tends to lean Kesha. I really like this. I'm going to put this off to the side as well. I don't know what I will end up using, but I'll pick out a few favorites. Now, I think my first instinct is maybe to go for something darker, like this OPI nail polish. Oh, that seems to be a bit open. Let's shake her. This may be dried out a little bit, so I'm going to put that to the side. But even something like these two that are a bit darker, just because I am, well, I am quite pale, and so I think sometimes light pinks can wash me out, or maybe it's just perhaps that I enjoy the contrast more of pale skin and a darker polish. Even here's something maybe like one of these reds. This is interesting. This is kind of a silvery red. Oh, it's vegan. There you go. So just in case you were hungry and you wanted a little snack, you could have this if you are vegan. Just so you know. I'm not sure how filling this would be or how nutrient dense, but it is vegan, just in case you were wondering. It doesn't have a color description. Raisin the bar. Okay, so I guess this is like a raisin color. I do quite like this. This is also, again, I don't know what the right verbiage is for talking about various reflections and shimmers in nail polish, but this has a shimmery or metallic look to it. I would say these are the colors that maybe I'm first drawn to. I also enjoy this light blue color. Let me put these off to the side, our top contenders, while I look at what else we have going on. And then I'll begin painting shortly. I just want to make sure I'm not passing over anything that might be nice before I choose between those. Oh, here we have a Speed Setter top coat. This differs from our other top coat because this, oh, I like that noise. I'm not sure if you heard my stomach growling. I have not eaten yet today. And on that note, I do live in Brooklyn, in New York City, so for instance, it is quite windy outside currently. And if you can hear that, or sirens, for example, I would suggest you maybe just allow that to be the ambiance and the atmosphere of these videos. Like we're all just hanging out in my cozy little apartment. This this is going to be a big decision later for me. Whether I want a speed setting top coat or a top coat that will stay on for a long time. How is a girl to choose? Stay tuned for that climactic finale later on in this video. None of these colors are speaking to me, but I am so happy that they speak to my roommate Kate. She is well endowed and will no doubt have lots of nail polish for lots of moments and times to come in the future. She will be well prepared. I'm going to set this over now on the side. Alright. I am going to begin with our strong start. And what I am immediately noticing that is really fun is that my hands are perhaps too moisturized to open this bottle of nail polish. So I'm going to wipe my hands on my clothes, or rather on my leg, in hopes to transfer some of the moisturizer to my skin there. I'm also noticing there is some open, I guess this is polish or something or other, around the opening. And I'm learning that this is going to be an off-camera activity. I will open this and then return. Okay, I have returned with the now open bottle of Essie starting coat or base coat. And I'm just going to apply one coat to my nails. Now I can't lie to you. I am a bit nervous. I have not painted my nails in a long time. So I am not sure where my skill level is at. So far so good, but I am painting with my dominant hand. So things should be pretty easy. When I switch, then we'll see where things are at. Oh. I'm also remembering how strong the scent of nail polish is. Obviously, you are not smelling this. And maybe for good reason, because who knows how many brain cells I'm losing from inhaling these chemical fumes. But to have beauty is to suffer. And it'll be worth it when my nails are pretty and I'm a famous ASMR artist. Alright, let us redip the nail polish and paint my right hand. This is where things could turn. We take a breath and we continue. Okay. Certainly not as accurate as my dominant hand, but not too bad, I feel like, so far. Now, if you are someone who is quite passionate about nail polish, painting nails, cuticle care, And you were, horrified to see that I start painting my nails without any kind of trimming, filing, what else do they do to cuticles? Pluck them, push them back, polish them, buff them before applying nail polish. This is the wrong channel for you. My skill level is beginner at best, so that will not be happening. This is my top coat, and I think things are looking pretty well. But now I cannot put off the decision any longer. And I think I've selected two. Now, these are not normally colors. That I would go for. But yesterday was Halloween. Today is the Saturday after day. Today is the Saturday after Halloween. So I feel like, I should seize the day, seize the moment, and do something a bit ghoulish, spooky. And these are speaking to that. I'm drawn to this color more. I like the warmth of the green. And maybe if I'm feeling crazy, I could add this on top. So this is the color that I have selected. OPI, Infinite Shine. Gel-like lacquer, so not gel, if that's important to you. Step 2, color. See, they understand as well the process of base coat, color, top coat. Even I, a mere plebeian, know those steps. And on top we do see sort of a raised marking of the brand, OPI. Underneath is where we find the shade name, Happily Evergreen After. I'm going to give this a bit of a shake to distribute the color evenly. On the top, perhaps you can see there is some more blue tones, and the bottom is much warmer, so maybe a shake might alter the color. I wonder if you were able to hear the little ball that they put in nail polish shaking around as I did that. It was quite delightful. I hope you were able to hear that. And if not, it's a learning opportunity for me. Okay, let's begin. Ooh, this is quite a fun color. I'm excited for this. Alright, I'm just going to get the excess off. I think that's probably fine. Right. And then with my other finger, I'm just going to wipe off the excess. That's how professional nail artists do it, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm actually going to move this over so that I have more room to place and rest my hand. This is actually making me think of, even though I think she has black nails and not green nails, Elphaba, whose skin is, quite famously green, perhaps one of the most famous green people that exists. Of course, the green M&M, also in conversation. Frankenstein, famously green, or I guess I should say Frankenstein's monster. Aliens. I'm sure I'm missing some famous green people. Oh, the Grinch. The Grinch, how could I forget? Although his fur was green, I believe. I don't know what color his skin color was. Yeah. What an interesting thought. And also Jim Carrey from The Mask is coming to mind. That movie scared me a lot as a kid. Or whenever it came out. Maybe I don't remember how old I was. But that freaked me out, that movie. Anyways, this color is so evocative, good job OPI, that it's making me think of all the green characters, green-colored people from media. So, OPI, you're doing something right. So far, this is as much as I could ask for. I was scared it was going to be a bloodbath. We haven't done my right hand yet though, so anything could happen. But so far, I'm happy with how this is going. Alright. And with that, I would say we have completed my left hand. Now on to the right. Everyone take a big, deep breath with me. And on we go. The worst that can happen is it looks a little funky. And then life moves on. Being a bartender also, this polish might last for, 1 week. So, the stakes are quite low. I'm so excited to lean into the holiday spirit with this green polish. Last night I worked a Halloween party that was very fun, very busy, very loud, very festive. It was awesome. Speaking of green, wow, how could I forget? Limes, one of the most famous green fruit. And this association is coming to mind because for Halloween, I was Dakota Johnson in, I don't know if it was a Vogue video or an architectural digest video. It was one of those like celebrity house tours that they do, which I could do a whole video about those. But she quite famously talks about how much she loves limes in that video. And she lies because in fact she's allergic to limes. They were set dressing for the video and she didn't know what to say, so she just talked about limes. And I think that's beautiful. And so at work we have lots of limes, as you might expect at a bar. I'm having trouble figuring out how to place my thumb for this. But we have lots of limes at a bar, obviously. And I have bangs and long brown hair, so I thought, let me go as Dakota and her limes. And it was quite cunt, if I had to say so myself. Alright. I think that is pretty good for a first coat. Already I'm feeling spookier and more festive. I'm going to continue now with the second coat. I'm not sure if these nails are completely dry, but I don't care. I am learning through doing this that painting your nails takes more concentration, patience, and overall just a stronger mental fortitude than I had previously realized. So, a deep respect to all the nail artists out there, even just the people at home painting their nails on a daily basis. I commend you. Now, this year for Halloween, I would say I went pretty relaxed. My costume was quite easy to do. But I love when people really go all in for their Halloween costumes. I was actually having this thought that I'm also an actor, and I've been very lucky since I was, a little kid. I've done all kinds of shows, and I've had all these opportunities to dress up and be different characters from all different time periods. And so, I don't know, at least in the last 10 years, Halloween for me is fun, but I don't have the same fervor for it that I find some other people do. And I was thinking that maybe is it because, I get to dress up or pretend a lot of the time for work or for my craft. And I'm very lucky to be able to do that. But if that's not the case for you, adults don't get a lot of opportunities to dress up like you do when you're a kid. And maybe that's why some people really love Halloween, because it is a chance to just be silly and to put on like a whole different persona for the night. So that's a thought I had last night while I was walking home from work. This green color with the second coat is really becoming quite stunning, in my opinion. It's deeper than I thought, and a little cooler than I thought, which I don't mind. Yes, evergreen I think is a perfect name for it, because it reminds me certainly of evergreen trees. Wow. What a beautiful shade. And lastly, the thumb here. I think I have a bit too much on my brush. And with this, we will wrap up the color stage. Honestly, I am quite proud of the paint job I did here. It's certainly not perfect, but I was afraid it would be so much worse. So I'm quite happy with this. We'll be on to our top coat, and then I will be ready to go, to hit the town. I'm going to give my nails a minute to dry, and then I will return with the top coat. I am back with the top coat, and I realized why Kate has two, and I realized that my choice would be quite easy between the two because the Stay Longer has dried up. And so she will not be continuing to Hollywood. She will be out of the competition. Instead, we're going to use the Speed Setter, which is still a perfect viscosity. I notice it has a slight, maybe purplish undertone to it, which is interesting. Now, I mentioned earlier in the video that I prefer ASMR with imperfections, or not even imperfections, but just ASMR videos that aren't, masterfully produced, or that don't have, like a very high budget with very expensive cameras and sound equipment. I quite like something produced with simple means. I don't know, it feels more cozy, or real, or less commercial, even if it's not. That's how it feels to me. I feel like I might be messing up this nail, so I'm just going to leave it alone. My favorite ASMR channel that I feel I must mention in this video, because I listen to her or watch her videos almost every day, and she has inspired me to great lengths in my, in making this video, is Southern ASMR Sounds. Her channel is so cozy and quaint. I just love what she makes. I believe her name is Mary, and I love her southern accent. I think she's from North Carolina. Maybe that could be wrong, but I think she's from one of the Carolinas, and I adore her and her accent and her videos. They're quite simple. There's almost no editing, or there's no fancy backdrops, or, expensive lighting. It's just her, and you can tell that she really enjoys just taking the time to sit down and be creative and make something that she enjoys too, You can tell there's like this sense of peace, or you can feel that she's content while she's making the videos. And I quite like that. I also really enjoy Yvonne LaFleur on Instagram, also another southern woman. She's from New Orleans, and she has a beautiful clothing store that she, films sections of and talks about. And the ASMR, on her part, I guess, is not intentional, but I do love her videos, and they bring me a lot of calm. Those are two that are top of mind. I also love It's Blizz, her ASMR video with Phoebe Bridgers. I watched that a couple years ago, and that was actually the first time I was ever introduced to ASMR. And it sounds dramatic to say it changed my life, but it certainly changed my bedtime routine. I'll say that. With that, I have concluded painting my Halloween nails, and I feel that my hands are much more attractive than when I started. And hopefully this will be a stepping stone for me to become perhaps the greatest artist in the world. I'm going for global domination at this point. I'm one video in, and that's what I've decided. I would be shocked to find that anyone made it to the end of this video. But if you have, I thank you. Thanks for watching. I've learned so much even in the course of just filming this short video. I guess it won't be that short. I quite like longer ASMR videos as well, to really just sit in them. But I've learned so much just in filming this, and I'm excited to make more. I'm not sure when or how, or what exactly I'll be making, but this was a lot of fun and a great chance to just sit down and do something tactile and creative that I enjoy. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night or the rest of your day, whenever you're watching this. And maybe I will see you in the next video. That's all for now. Thank you so much. Do you like the little hearts? Alright,